Welcome to Banging on Doors, a conversation between leaders of the Community Loan Fund of the Capital Region and Yolanda Caldwell, Chief Diversity Officer and Director of the Women's Leadership Institute at the College of St. Rose, President of ACES, and owner of Titus Enterprises. Each week, Yolanda will talk with local entrepreneurs about their accomplishments and their challenges.
Hi, welcome to this episode of Banging on Doors with Yolanda. I want to welcome Averell Hilton of ACS Printing, who's joining us today. Hi, Averell.
Hi, Yolanda. How are you?
I am well. It is so great to have you on this episode. So we're going to talk a little bit about your journey as an entrepreneur, your relationship with the Community Loan Fund, and what you're doing now in the midst of this pandemic. So first, tell us a little bit about ACS Printing and how you got started.
Oh my goodness, that's so big. Wow, can I sum it up in just a few minutes? But ACS Printing, how did I get started? Well, ACS Printing is a commercial printing firm located down right here in the same building as the Community Loan Fund, and we offer commercial printing services, brochures, booklets, envelopes, whatever you need printed, we can print it. Wide format screen printing, a variety of things. And we started way back in 1993. We started at my mother's house, and it's been a journey. I started, I just have to take a pause because I have to think about it, but I started in my mother's house. I started with a copier. I mean, I was into technology and computers and whatnot. And at the time, computers were fresh on the scene. And I bought a copier, and I had some aspirations of being an accountant. I have a bachelor's degree in accounting, and I was working for an accountant at the time. And one day on the way home, to my mother's house, there was a print shop around the corner, and the print shop was going out of business. They were having an auction. I walked in, and I bought a printing press. And this printing press, I mean, how prepared I was just, it was unbelievable how unprepared I was. But I bought this printing press, and I rolled it down the street, put it on a dolly and rolled it down the street. So I was very ambitious and, excited about my new venture. And I just dove right in, and, I proceeded to, become a printer.
It's interesting, and I appreciate you being transparent about your start, because a lot of entrepreneurs, especially today, believe that they have to have everything all lined up, ready to go, know exactly what it is that they're going to do. But you shared that you had a dream, you had an idea, and you took that leap of faith to make that purchase and to get started. So you started in 1993 with a printer that you bought and rolled down the street to your mother's house. And now you've been in business how many years?
Oh my goodness, I think March of this year, it will be 28? 28 years.
28 years. That is an inspiration to someone who is sitting down trying to figure out what their next is or what they should do. You're encouraging people to keep their eyes open for opportunities because you saw an opportunity and you grabbed it. And the Capital Region is the better because of you taking that leap of faith, because you give so much to the community. I know you said that you do printing, but some of the organizations that you support are some of our community organizations that support our youth and support advocacy work. Tell us how some of those clients help build a community. So you help them help build a community. Can you tell us about them?
Well, I mean, the clients that I serve, actually the niche that I kind of fallen into, Yes, they are clients. I mean, it's all one small community, a community of organizations just trying to do good. And I service a lot of non-for-profit organizations, um, and those organizations, Healthy Capital District. I'm not sure if I should name them, but
I just,
there's quite there's quite a few, but they are, a lot of them are right here in the the Albany downtown, Albany urban area, and um, our goals are all just to uplift the community and to just be better, to improve the area and improve everything else.
yeah. So you are, as you mentioned, you're in the building with the Community Loan Fund. Tell us the impact that the Community Loan Fund and ACES has had on you and your business.
ACES has had an incredible impact. Actually, today I was going through some things, and I found my first loan and a write-up that Paul Stewart did for me, and it was just incredible. I think it was back in 2005, but at the time, 2005, oh man, I borrowed a tremendous amount of money. I mean, to me, it was a lot. It was $27,000, and I was just so excited. And um, I told you I started in Troy in my mother's basement, but this equipment wouldn't fit there, and it was just um, a real joy to have the ability to just up my game. And the community loan fund was there for me. At the time, credit was not great. It wasn't something that I could go to the bank and get support for. The community loan fund has also provided um, technical assistance. They've had the small business course. It was great. I mean, I was looking for all resources that were available. I went to other agencies, but the community loan fund was there. I told you, a write up from Paul Stewart. Paul Stewart, he assisted me with my business plan, and over the years, um, you know, you never get too old for assistance, and so even now, if there's something that I come across, the community loan fund is right there, and I can just open my mouth, and they provide answers for me.
And I think it's a two-way relationship. The Community Loan Fund and ACES, they support you. You're in their incubator space. I think you're an anchor in the incubator space. You are a landmark. People can, if they're looking for the Community Loan Fund, they can say, the building that ACS Printing is in, that's where the Community Loan Fund is. But tell us how else you serve and give back to ACES. I know you serve on the board, but I'll let you tell everybody else too.
Well, as a tenant, I mean, you mentioned that I was an anchor tenant. Um, yeah, being in the incubator, it's supposed to be a space that you move in and you move out of. And, I've been fortunate to be in this location. And the space that I'm in, it's a space that they actually found to be like, not really usable. I was able to come in and utilize that space. And as an anchor tenant, I serve on the board of Albany Center for Economic Success, which is a part of ACES, manages the building. And, I support, I'm a contributing member of the board, and it's a joy to be a part of such an awesome thing that gives assistance to, those that are looking for, a way to improve themselves.
So you talked about your start. You talked about the support that you received from Paul Stewart and the Community Loan Fund when you were transitioning and growing your business. A lot of businesses right now are closing because of the pandemic and everything that's happening. How are you faring during this time, and what support is the loan fund providing you while you are currently operating your business?
Um, not faring. I'm faring fairly well. I mean, this is definitely a challenging time. Since the pandemic, under governor's orders, just had to shut down. I mean, I never really closed my doors. I mean, my door might have been locked, but I've been here every day, without staff. And I wasn't without staff for many months. Not until September did I bring, one employee back. And, it's still, somewhat challenging. Um, but we are, the work that we get it in and we get it out. Still have, high standards and are able to produce, great work in short time. Um, but the community loan fund, they've kept um, their doors open, or they've been in operation, and they've supported me with business as well. And um, I don't remember the question completely.
No, I mean you definitely you answered the question. The title of our show is Banging on Doors. And tell us about doors that possibly have been closed to you that based on your experience, the support of the community loan fund have been opened.
Well, I mean, the doors. I mean, I wouldn't consider. I mean, just being a business person, I wouldn't consider any door closed. All doors are open. It's just a matter of how hard you want to bang on it. And so some of these doors, they may have been, closed. I mean, but it doesn't mean that they can't be open. Um, I mean, everybody is going through the same thing. I mean, businesses slow down. People are doing things differently. I mean, we're having this meeting virtually. Opposed
Yes.
to having it in person. Um, so the printing requirements that people would have, they're just different. But there's other opportunities, and so I'm looking into, just keeping things going and finding other opportunities, and just being in touch with the technology that's available to the printing trade, um, and being sure that I'm on top of that, um, and continue to just work hard and pay attention.
Okay. What advice would you give to fellow entrepreneurs who are has been in any stage of their entrepreneurial journey that you've experienced? What advice would you give an entrepreneur?
Right, love what you do. I mean, you really have to, be in love with what you're doing, or the idea of what you're doing. And, if you're not, it's going to be a challenge, because, you do things even when you don't want to do them. And, so just pay attention, stay ahead of technology. This is a very difficult time to do business, in any field. I mean, we've got giants out there like Amazon and Walmart, and stay in the game, with these giants. Uh, you really have to love what you do, and have a passion, and just offer something special. So offer your personality. Just be in tune with the business.
Averell, thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Banging on Doors with Yolanda Caldwell. I appreciate you joining us today.
You're welcome. Thank you. It was a joy. I mean, I really enjoyed this conversation, and I hope I can help somebody.
I do. I think if our audience was listening, they picked up some valuable information. The availability of support here at the Community Loan Fund and ACES to review business plans, to develop business plans, to secure funding. You also talked about technical support, education. You touched on a lot of things that they offer, and you benefited from those. You took advantage of them and you benefited from them. And I hope our audience heard what you said. So, again, I'd like to thank you. I'd like to thank our audience for joining us for this conversation with Averell Hilton. I would also like to thank our sponsors, the Community Loan Fund, ACES, and the College of St. Rose. It has been a pleasure hosting, and I hope that you have new insights to bang on doors so that others will bang on your door.
Want to support more businesses like this? Join the Community Loan Fund's Emerging Investors Network. When you invest money with the Community Loan Fund, we pool that money with other investments to build new businesses, develop new community projects, and support the valuable work of nonprofits, all right within your community. Every investment earns interest. Plus, you'll have the opportunity to meet with businesses you've helped and see your money in action. Learn more at www.mycommunityloanfund.org.
The College of St. Rose is celebrating its 100th anniversary, but we are not slowing down. We're still focused on educational excellence and serving the dear neighbor. And we're doing it with new degree offerings, including a bachelor's degree in nursing, the only sales major in New York State, and new graduate programs to meet busy and changing lifestyles. Plus, our 2 and 4 programs where you can earn a bachelor's and master's degree in 4 years. The College of St. Rose is building for the future. Build your future with St. Rose.